Welcome, one and all, to episode 6 of the B Critics. That's 3 times 2. That's a lot of episodes.
It's a very small amount of episodes.
You're correct. It's a very small amount of episodes. A month and a half we've been doing this, and it feels just like yesterday that we started. When we started with our terrible, terrible Netflix exclusive Father of the Year. And in that episode, I said that despite the crude humor of it, I am not above dick jokes. Which acts as a wonderful entry point into our first movie this week, which, lo and behold, is another Netflix original, shock and awe, The Package.
Did you prepare that ahead of time?
No.
Or that just came to you right now?
That just came to me right now.
How?
You see things, you put 2 and 2 together, and the stars align.
Why can't I be good at talking? Oh,
Don't worry, someday.
no.
So yes, our first movie on Netflix. Our first movie of this episode. First ever movie that's ever been on Netflix. This movie is The Package. You can tell it's going to be some highbrow humor when even just the name is a dick joke. The basic plot outline, I was waiting for you to chime in there. I can't forgive you for that one. Just a terrible misstep. The general plot of this is some teenagers go on a spring break camping trip. Blah, blah. We've all heard that before. But what we haven't all heard before is that one of them drunkenly cuts his dick off.
It's all fun and games till someone loses a penis.
Exactly. So that right away kind of sets up what you should expect from this movie.
They literally took that line from SVU and were like, let's make a movie about that.
Pretty much. It's funny because I know I immediately compared it to Father of the Year, which was a comedy that focused entirely on just being gross for the sake of being gross. And to a degree, The Package does too. But The Package relies on all of its jokes to push forward the plot of this penisless boy.
Boy, he's like 17.
Yes. Therefore, he is not a man. You are not a man until you are 18. So that's already a huge difference right there is, yeah, if you're all above penis jokes and stuff, then I guess it's not very funny, and I guess it's immature. But, hot dang, there were some high-quality dong gags throughout this movie.
Oh my gosh.
What?
So much sights of the chopped penis.
If you want a movie with a lot of close-up macro shots of a severed dick, this is your movie. They do not pull any punches. This is not an implied severed penis. This is straight up being thrown around between people, hand to hand, being
dropped in the dirt.
Vomited
on.
Yeah, that's one of the first things that happens if someone pukes on the dick. Yes, sucked. This movie is so ridiculous and stupid, and yet it's also so self-aware in its stupidity. It knows exactly what it is. Now, if you've seen Workaholics, then this brand of humor is not totally lost on you, as it is by the same production company that processes pretty much everything done by Adam Blake Enders. This is also produced by Ben Stiller, so there you go. Whatever you want to make of that. He does not make an appearance. However, Blake, the man, does.
I'm surprised he doesn't.
That Ben Stiller doesn't?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You'd think he'd make some kind of, maybe even, put a bunch of, aged makeup and slap a beard on him or something so that you can't even tell at first. That's the kind of Ben Stiller-y thing to do. But, no, he doesn't show up. His name's not really anywhere on this movie either, so it's not a wildly advertised aspect. A lot of kind of nobodies in this movie. I'd argue that the most famous person outside of Blake is, well, just out of things I've seen, probably Geraldine Viswanathan. I hope I pronounced that right. I don't think I did, but if you have seen the movie Blockers, which was also far funnier than it had any right to be, then you'll know exactly who she is. She's not quite as funny in this movie as she was in Blockers, but she kind of played more of a straight role.
Yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
This was funnier than Blockers, though, I thought.
The overall movie?
Yeah.
It was less clever than Blockers, and definitely far less heartwarming than Blockers. But dang, the gags per second in this movie is ridiculous. Dicks get cut. Dicks get sucked. Oh man,
That's the funniest part.
I know. I'm losing my mind with this movie here. This movie's ridiculous. I think we both expected this to be really bad going into it.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch it at first, and I found a different one for us to watch. Paul was like, no, you have to watch this one.
And look at that. This wound up being hilarious. This is also actually on IMDb the lowest rated movie of the week, but I personally disagree, and we will get to that later. It's just... I don't know. It's so rare to see a raunchy teen comedy go to the heights that this does in terms of raunch. Like...
It kind of reminded me of Superbad.
Right, like
10 years ago.
Like Superbad... if Superbad really didn't care about trying to get a theatrical run.
Yeah. Well, just if you watch it on DVD, the unrated one.
Right,
That's
I suppose.
how it is. It reminded me a lot of that.
This movie literally starts with some BBW porn. That's how it begins.
BBW?
Big Beautiful Woman.
Okay.
That's how the movie begins, so that sets it up right there for you. If you are at all sensitive to content of the aggressively sexual nature, this is definitely a movie for you.
But it wasn't like Nocturnal Animals beginning.
Yeah,
it was straight up banging.
Oh, yeah. That said... I'm still a little scarred from the Nocturnal Animals beginning. Just the sheer...
It goes on a long time.
It goes on a long time and you don't expect it. You're like, what's going on?
What? This is a Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Amy Adams. What could go wrong?
Everything in that movie goes wrong.
Yes, every single thing goes wrong. The beginning part is sad. The end part is sad. The middle part is sad. Gosh.
It's all horrifying. It's not just sad.
Just like in the package, nothing goes right. No, that's not true. There is a happy ending. It's a very happy ending. We're greeted with some gloriously funky dialogue.
What?
I'm referring to... hold on. I need to see the cast names here. Oh, I'm referring to how much Jeremy wants to see Sean bang his sister.
Oh, yeah. Is he kissing her? Let me see!
I'm missing it! It's... The glorious part about this movie is that it really is not scared to go the distance and do whatever it wants. And this is, I think, the exact thing that Netflix original movies should be. Not to say that all Netflix original movies have to involve severed penises being flung around to and fro, but just a place where filmmakers can take chances and just do something stupid. Like, with Extinction, there were no chances taken with that movie. It was just boring.
Bad.
Boring throughout. The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, while I thought was a very good movie, also did not take any chances. It was very run-of-the-mill. The Package takes all the chances. And man, is it played to glorious effect here. I'm trying to think of anything else to say about it, but it's such a one-note movie that there's very little to actually say at the end of the day about it.
Some A lot of funny movies are like really good funny movies to have on in the background and stuff, but this is one that you could just straight up watch and do nothing else all the way through. And it's funny all the way through.
Right. There are a couple parts at the end that kind of go a little bit off the rails, and you're saying
a little too far.
Yeah. I'd say the movie is definitely at its peak when they're actually in the woods trying to get this dude's penis back to him. Those are the highlights of the movie. All the gags surrounding losing it and trying to find it and trying to preserve it.
Yeah, and imagine 4 stupid teenagers doing that. They're idiots.
Oh man, yeah. It was just way funnier than I was expecting, and that was refreshing after sitting through a number of disappointing Netflix movies so far. Although, are they really disappointing when I expect nothing of them?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, you still want something. You can expect nothing, but still.
Yeah, I suppose.
You're spending your time watching them. 2 hours.
Yeah, but what is my time worth?
2 hours.
2 hours of my time? What's the monetary value attached to 2 hours of my time, would you say?
Like, I don't know. What else were you gonna be doing?
I don't know, just like eyeball me a number here. Like, what do you think my time's worth? How much per hour would you spend to be with me for an hour?
None. I can do that for free.
Jesus!
I can do it for free! You live with me!
Man! How much would you spend on me? Nothing. You worthless trash bag.
I can get an hour of your time anytime I want.
Okay, assume this is not how it is, and you instead are charged per hour to spend time with me.
What?
What would I be worth?
If I wanted to go out on a date with you?
If you want to do anything with me.
$20.
$20 an hour. Nice. That's more than you make.
Thanks. Thanks for that.
Yeah, well, you told me I'm worthless, so I'm telling you your net worth is less.
I did not.
You did. You said I was worth $0 an hour.
No, I said I'm with you all the time, so why would I pay for why pay for the cow when you get the milk for free? That can be used for men too.
I don't lactate.
Ew. Actually, that doesn't even apply because I did buy the cow.
Yeah, you did. So there you go with your analogies.
You've depressed me now.
Yeah, after you depressed me, telling me
I'm poor.
It's okay. You have my paychecks to spend.
But you spend them too.
I know. Isn't it great? Please give us your money. No. Anyway, that's the package. Like I said, pretty one note. For the most part, funny. Drops off at a couple points there, kind of towards the end, but...
Hey, how much would you spend for my time?
You can't possibly fathom.
You can't make me say and then you say that.
Are you aware of the number Aleph Null?
No.
Aleph Null is the number that represents infinity.
I want a realistic answer. How much?
I don't know, $350?
$350?
I'm just kidding.
What? Oh, I thought you meant $350.
No, I meant $3.50.
I was really excited.
No, I would spend, well, let's see, my cost of living plus combined with my wages, but life is meaningless without you. So I would spend... Ow! Ow! Cat.
Selena.
I would spend $35 an hour on you just to one-up you.
That's very underwhelming after I thought you said $350.
I would spend $350.
Yeah! Yeah! On me?
hour on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's right. You heard it here. That's how much our time is worth. $350 an hour versus 20 an hour.
But you just give your time to anybody. I don't do that, so mine's more valuable.
Oh, you think that's true?
Yeah.
When did I last give my time to anybody?
All the time.
No.
We spend time with people and talk to them and stuff, and talk to them at work.
You talk to people at work too.
Only the people I have to.
Anyway, this is a movie podcast. We talk about movies, not our social lives here, because
You brought it up!
those don't exist. That was the package. We've already went over it. The next movie on our list is one that we almost didn't see.
But thank God we did!
Oh yeah, you loved this movie. This movie
Alpha!
is called Alpha.
Alpha is about the first dog! What can go wrong?
The first
What?
dog, well, the first domesticated dog.
It's about the first dog!
There were plenty of other dogs.
Okay, it's about the first pet.
Yes. Taking place in prehistoric Europe in the year 20,000, actually more like the year...
18,000 BC.
Yeah, 18,000 BC. Because it was 20,000 years ago, and we're in the year 2000 now, so the math adds up to 18,000. You're right.
Yeah. You can count.
I can't.
No.
It involves an ancient tribe that goes out to hunt the buffalo so that they can feed their tribe for the winter, or else they'll all die. And the chief of the tribe brings his son for the first time because he's proven his worth at making spearheads, which obviously means that you are a viable hunter.
It means he can survive if he's lost.
Right. He knows his son is strong, even though everyone else is like, he's a little small baby boy.
How old is he supposed to be?
Probably like
16.
Probably 16, yeah. Morgan Freeman was the narrator. There was
I
a
don't
narrator?
remember hearing any narration.
Yeah, I don't think there was a narrator.
Maybe in the beginning?
Something like that.
Don't know.
I don't know. Either way, surprise.
Hey!
What?
I knew he looked familiar. He was the little, like, weirdo boy in Let Me In.
Or,
Little goth boy.
a more predominant role, he was Nightcrawler in the newer X-Men movies.
No. I didn't see that. So he was the little goth boy in Let Me In.
Right, the fact that he was in Let Me In wipes out the fact that he was in X-Men. How could I forget that that's how it works?
He looked really different. I couldn't even tell.
Well, yes, being a little boy as opposed to being not a little boy does tend to make a little bit of a physical, visual difference.
Well, he looks like a little Native American in this movie, and he didn't in the other.
Native American in Europe?
Yeah.
So yeah, they go out to hunt the buffalo, everything goes horribly wrong, and then it turns into The Revenant for kids. Not quite for kids. It's funny.
It's a family movie.
It's kind of a family movie, but it's not like a super family movie. It's not a family movie in the same way that like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is a family movie.
It's a family movie if you have patient, smart, interesting kids who will want to read subtitles
which
the
means
whole time.
It's not a family movie because those kids don't exist.
It's all subtitles.
Yes, there's not a single word of English spoken in this whole movie, so you gotta keep your eyes open and stay aware. And there's quite a bit of kind of nature violence, animals attacking other animals, hunting to survive and everything, so it's a little more visceral than your average family movie. And it was funny too, because like all the trailers leading up to this were like family films. So
I didn't see any trailers.
The trailers leading up to this in the theater.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I don't remember what played.
The House with the Clock in Its Walls, a bunch of other useless family adventure.
Okay,
movies.
I never saw a trailer for this one, so I don't know.
I never saw a trailer for this either.
It's PG-13.
It is.
Thanks, I needed confirmation.
You're welcome. See, whenever I look to you, and I'm expecting just a little, like, a word in advance.
Like that?
Exactly, like that.
It is, Paul.
Right.
You're right.
Boom! Exactly. That's all I'm looking for, is for someone to reaffirm my own biases.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I can't.
You can't reaffirm my biases?
No.
What's even the point of living?
Not unless I agree.
But I'm always right. Why would you have to disagree?
Just get on with the story here.
So as we said, it's about the first domesticated dog. So, yeah, he's all lost and by himself and whatnot. And he eventually has to fend off a wolf. And then he feels bad for hurting the wolf. And then he raises the wolf. Well, not really raised because it's already an adult, but he slowly learns how to domesticate
He cares
it.
for her and brings her back to health. And then they're buddies and they love each other.
Mm-hmm. So, it's basically a combination of The Revenant and Marley and Me, but minus the sad ending.
You've never seen Marley and Me.
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yes. Don't
When?
just shove it in my face. You haven't seen that movie when you don't know.
Well, I mostly can say that, and you'll say, yeah.
But I have seen Marley and Me.
How many years ago?
Probably like 7 or 8. I saw it in high school.
Okay.
When
It
it's-
doesn't really rescue him, but sure.
But it's all about, the bond between man and dog, so...
Yeah, but Marley's a little brat.
Yeah. So is the wolf when he's trying to deal with
No,
the
he's
first
not.
dog. Yeah, the wolf's all
She-
like... "Arrgh."
Well, yeah! She's never been around humans.
Fine. It's like The Revenant combined with generic dog movie where the dog is really nice and is good to the person and nothing bad happens.
Hachi!
Something bad happens in Hachi, though. You're never allowed to watch Hachi again.
No, I'm never going to! Never! I was really afraid to see this because I can't take it. I can't take dogs dying.
It's alright. I even checked doesthedogdie.com before suggesting this movie.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He was like, no, the dog does not die, but other animals do. And I was like, oh, well, as long as it's other animals, she won't care.
Yeah. Just not the pup. Not the wolf.
So for the most part, it was a good movie. The survival scenes were pretty solid. Seeing him try to get out of his various predicaments. There were a couple things that were super inconsistent and that bugged me a lot. Such as a scene where he's hanging on a cliffside and it's like a 30, 40 foot drop. And he just hangs there by his fingertips while it starts raining and continues to hang there until it has rained enough to create a flowing river below him. Which, I'm no man of science, but I'm pretty sure that a wounded boy of 16 could not hang from a cliffside for that long while a river very slowly develops in a large canyon below him. That was, that took me out of the movie a little bit.
But you got over it.
You kind of have to get over it if you're watching movies, because dumb stuff's going to happen in movies all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. That's right. Confirm what I say.
Uh-huh. True.
And of course, I'm not even going to touch on any kind of historical accuracies because I don't know what the world was like in 18,000 BC. So you're not getting any kind of analysis there from me.
Nor me.
Not sure
I
if you're
don't know
calling
what-
me a normie or if you're saying nor. Me.
See, that's what happens when I speak out of my normal 100 words.
Do
You
it
don't
more.
know what I'm saying.
100 words. What a vocabulary. You're like a walking
Okay,
dictionary.
what's a realistic number for me?
A realistic number of words for you?
Yeah.
I don't know how many words people know.
Well, why not? You know everything else.
That's right. But I don't know that.
What's my estimated vocabulary?
52?
Like cards in a deck.
You're all like, Grugget, go store.
Grugget?
Yeah.
What?
Instead of Grug, you're Grugget.
Who's Grug?
Grug caveman.
Oh my gosh. Thanks. That's exactly what I sound like.
Yes. Good job. It's okay, I'm only calling you a caveman because this movie is about prehistoric times. You see, it's thematic. It fits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. We're really getting off track this episode.
Yeah.
Man, we cannot keep it together. I'm so sorry to everybody listening for this terribly low quality content that is filling your ear holes.
It's okay.
You're just not talking at all, man.
I'm sorry. I have troubles.
I know, it's okay. It's okay. A lot of cool shots in this movie. Lots of broad sweeping landscapes without the mar of civilization consuming it.
There's no way we're making 57 minutes, especially with our next movie.
We are absolutely making 57 minutes.
That's just no way.
We are absolutely going the distance. We're going for speed. He's
I don't
all
remember
alone.
the next line. In his time of need.
I believe that's it. I believe that's it.
Yeah, I got it.
Good job.
Okay, what else?
You're the one who loved it. You gotta have some stuff to say about it.
Well, it was about the first dog. I love dogs.
You have more to say beyond the fact that there's a dog in it?
It's so sweet. I almost cried. Because it was so nice. Not because anybody died. The dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really. Very few casualties in this movie, which is remarkable. It's a movie that I found to be, like, good enough, but it didn't, like, fire off on all cylinders at any one point either.
I'm biased towards the dog.
Yeah, I know you are. I almost feel like we should have also seen Axel and Dog Days during this episode, so we could have seen the 3 eras of Dog.
You're just saying that now?
No, I mean I'm only saying that because it would have been thematically appropriate. I actually have no interest in either of those movies. Sorry to disappoint.
We could have made it the week of dogs. It's ruined now. It's over.
I destroy everything I touch.
How about... No, that won't work.
Oh, how about we have Sad Dog Movie Week?
No! No.
All right, Fox and the Hound.
No!
Hachi.
No! No. I'm not watching those again.
And where the red fern grows. Because instead of one dog dying, it's 2 dogs dying.
No. Why are you doing this to me?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Alpha. Not the Alpha movie, but not a bad movie.
How did he say alpha?
Like, what was his word for it in his language?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, why not?
I wasn't paying attention to the fake words he was saying.
You're good at listening.
I focus on one thing at a time, and I was focusing on the subtitles. Not what he was actually saying.
Oh, look. It says an epic adventure set in the last ice age. Where was Sid?
Why do you do this?
Oh, everybody loves Sid.
Even as a kid, I wasn't particularly impressed by Ice Age.
You are such a snot.
You're a snot!
Even as a kid, I was too good for Ice Age.
Yeah, because Ice Age does not set a particularly high bar for animation.
Everybody loves Ice Age.
Not really.
Yes.
Look up on IMDb right now. I want to see what the user ratings are for Ice Age. Ice Cube.
7.5! Oh! Fuck you!
Yeah, that's like practically an F.
It was better than the movie we just did!
Ice Age isn't that good.
Shut up. Everybody loves Ice Age.
I don't.
Then admit you're wrong.
That I'm wrong, that I don't like Ice Age?
Yeah.
No, because I don't like Ice Age.
Admit that it's a good kids movie.
Mm-mm.
Snot.
Says someone who just last week was all like, I don't really like movies about this time period.
So?
It means you're a snot too.
I didn't say the movie wasn't good. And that's what you're saying about Ice Age.
Correct. I stand by my guns.
You can just get the fuck right out of here.
What's the movie that you dislike? That you think is bad?
Put your fist down. Oh, I know.
And I know what you're going to say.
I don't even remember what it's called. You know.
Monty Python and the Meaning of Life.
Yeah. Fucking stupid. I hated it. It wasn't good. Let's see what that one is.
It was perfectly fine. Oh, you're going to be disappointed. 7.6! Better than Ice Age! Woo!
No, I hate it.
Well, admit that you're wrong.
No!
You're clearly the only one. Just like how I'm apparently the only person who somehow didn't like Ice Age.
Yeah, I'm right, and you're wrong.
Oh. You know what was a really bad animated kids movie?
What?
Shark Tale.
I saw that.
I did too, in theaters for my birthday.
With Angelina Jolie and
Yeah.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Well, let's see. When did the movie come out? Because I saw it in theaters.
Oh yeah, Shark Tale. I forgot what it was called already. Robert De Niro was in that?
One of his most high prestige roles.
I probably would have remembered
Jack
that
Black.
if I'd seen that within the past 10 years.
What was that? A 6 out of 10. High quality. Yeah, Shark Tale wasn't very good.
Okay.
I mean, I laughed a lot when I was a kid, but in retrospect, I'm like, dang, that wasn't very good. Martin Scorsese as well?
You laughed at that, and you didn't like Ice Age.
Correct. I may have been slightly older. No, when did Ice Age come out? It's 2002, right?
2004. It says
2004?
right there. 2004.
I said, when
You
did
were
Ice
12.
Age come out?
Oh, 2002.
Wow. Dang, so yeah, I really don't know. I mean, maybe I laughed at Ice Age, but that's a long time ago to remember.
What's not to like?
It's just...
The little Eskimo baby, and they carry it around and bring it back home. What's wrong with that?
I don't know. So, yeah, Alpha's better than Ice Age, but not according to the IMDb community, at least as of right now. It's still pretty early on, so we can't really go by what its star rating is on, like, It's during its theatrical run, because that is subject to change. And as we all know, the opinions of others are the only ones that you can trust. And that's why you're listening to this podcast.
The ratings are usually better, though, when they're in theaters than when they get released.
It really depends on the movie, because some movies are not so appreciated when they first come out, but then eventually draw a cult following and then become more liked and popular.
Well, yeah, but that's over, like, years. I'm just talking about, like, now versus 1 year from now.
Look at how quiet you talked. It barely registers.
I bet it heard me.
Yeah. Anyway, Alpha's okay.
It was nice.
Yeah. Nice family movie.
Nice adventure movie.
This whole week, though, for this episode is just kind of
Blah.
weak. Yeah, this is probably our most weak episode that we've had so far in terms of movies that just really didn't blow us away or anything. Blow either of us away. Which brings us to our triumphant finale. Mark Wahlberg playing another Mark Wahlberg character in a Mark Wahlberg action movie, Mile 22. Yay! It's total trash.
It was so bad.
It's absolute garbage.
And we expected it to be, but this is just what it was for this week.
Yeah, there was unfortunately not much else better to see. It's not much of anything else, period, to see. I don't even want to talk about this movie. It's such a waste of time. This movie is a waste of budget. It's a waste of film reel. I don't know why this movie is currently a 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb, because this movie is trash.
Or why it's number 10 in popularity.
Well, because Mark Wahlberg will sell tickets, regardless of what he's in. And that's been proven here.
But
I mean,
there's so many better Mark Wahlberg movies than this.
I know. What kind of idiots even waste their time seeing this in theaters?
Who was sitting next to us again?
Some old people.
On either side of us, right?
There were only people on your side.
Oh.
The joke is that we saw it in theater.
Yeah. It was bad.
Yeah. All of the dialogue, especially by Wahlberg himself, was delivered so quickly with so little substance and repeating the same thing over and over that you eventually just block it out. You're like, Mark's mouth is open, my ears are shut.
I had no idea what was going on. Like, I knew the main part of the story, and all the rest I was like, well, who are they? What are they doing? Where's this going?
Yeah.
What?
See, people have a tendency to shit all over the Expendables, and I will defend those movies with my life, because those movies know exactly what they are, and dang it, they do it well. A bunch of past their prime action stars blowing shit up, going ham on everything, and just generally being ridiculous.
This was just like Extinction trying to be clever, and it like completely just dropped the ball.
Yeah, Mile 22 was like, we're not just a dumb action movie, we're a political espionage movie. We're a international thriller.
With a twist. Because everyone loves a twist.
But the problem is, the entire plot of the movie is so shrouded in nonsense that by the time the twist happens, you're like, what?
Yeah, Didn't I say that to you?
I think so, yeah. It's just so overbaked.
And you just watch it and you're bored and you're like, why am I here? Can I just leave now?
Exactly. Like, there are some action movies that I have an appreciation for. Like how I, on a level, appreciated The Meg. Because it knew what it was. It stuck to being what it is.
No, it didn't know what it was that well.
What do you mean?
Remember, it was too A to be B, too B to be A.
I mean, yeah, that was just kind of a consequence of being in the shark niche. I think all shark movies after Jaws are doomed to be that.
No.
Fine, Jaws and Deep Blue Sea.
I love Deep Blue Sea.
I know you do. But let's face it,
It's so good.
shark movies are more often than not doomed to be bad. So the fact that it came out as solid as it did...
But it didn't go over the top bad.
I know, there was that. The Meg was still a much better movie than Mile 22, though.
Well, yeah.
I don't think there's any debate there between us.
Let's see what that one is.
In all capital letters.
6.1, and this is 6.2?
Who liked this movie? Why do people like this movie?
Probably just people who like Mark Wahlberg being Mark Wahlberg.
Maybe. It's his only character trait is he's generically mentally ill and he likes to snap his wristband a lot. That is his character. There's nothing else you need to know about this character. Everyone's like, oh, I think he's depressed. No, man, I think he's narcissistic. Oh, no.
Who's saying
I think he's
that?
just an asshole. There was a whole scene where people were, like, literally one at a time naming off different mental illnesses.
Oh, I did. I must have blocked that out.
As you probably did with most dialogue in this movie, because it was all so
Probably.
missable.
I didn't know what they were saying,
Yeah,
so...
they were just one at a time shotgunning different mental illnesses, and then finally one was like, I think he's just an asshole. It's like, wow, clever scene, guys. In other words, the writers couldn't decide what was wrong with him, but there had to be something wrong with him, right? Because or else he's not as apologetic of a hero. But he's not an apologetic hero. He's a complete dick the entire movie, and there's really never any point where I'm worried for his safety.
You know what's a great role for Mark Wahlberg was his role in The Departed. Like, everything about his character works, and it's funny, and he's an asshole too, but you're like, yeah, you're amazing. And then he does this kind of the same thing in this movie, but completely misses it.
He was a supporting character in The Departed.
Yeah, I
and
know.
that was what made it work.
Yeah, I
Taking
guess
that
so.
character and making it the lead with no real aim at all.
And without being funny.
God, that's a problem. Yeah, he wasn't funny either. There were like a couple lines that I think were supposed to kind of be funny, but they just weren't.
Yeah.
Ah, gosh. So, yeah, that's him. Lauren Cohen was also in it. She was okay, I guess, but again, not super interesting. Ronda Rousey was also in it and really didn't have to be because her character was maybe one of the most pointless characters I've ever seen in any movie ever. She accomplished nothing, and, spoiler alert, she dies before getting able to accomplish anything.
John Malkovich was in it. Paul didn't recognize him.
Because he has hair.
Because he has weird hair in this movie.
Gosh, it's just a train wreck from start to finish. Like, I have all these different thoughts that I want to start on, but they're all overlapping each other so rapidly that I can't start any one of them because then another one overtakes it and interrupts it. It's...
Okay, focus.
The only thing I can give to this movie is one or two of the action sequences were pretty cool. One in particular where a dude is handcuffed to a hospital, like, diagnostic table or something like that, and then he has to fight hand-to-hand with all these guys. That was a cool scene, and it was sufficiently brutal.
That was cool, and also something I've never seen before was when the guy was inside the car, and the other guy was outside the car, and the window was broken, but the window had, like, shards sticking up from the base, and he grabbed his head, and he drug his neck across the broken glass, sticking out of the window, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that!
I know! That was...
It's amazing!
That was a creative execution, for sure. So, there were some good things about the action. Some of the other action scenes were just too...
They were like every other boring action scene that goes on way too long and nothing
Right.
really interesting is happening.
Too many fast camera switches.
Yeah.
Nothing that catches your eye. It's like, I think there's a reason... Go ahead.
But the throat slit. I like that.
I think there's a reason why superhero movies are overtaking the traditional action movies so much. It's because superheroes, just on the basis of what they are, you can do more interesting stuff that you haven't seen in movies before. If you just get a special agent with a gun, well, you're gonna have to get super creative to get some interesting scenes out of that, because Secret Agent with a Gun has been done to death at this point, and peaked during the original Bourne trilogy, so why even try? Actually, never mind, I've heard that John Wick is exceptional in terms of its gun violence.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't either, but I want to. Gotta see him in time for part 3.
When does that come out?
I have no idea. Not soon. At some point. But,
I'll watch movies anytime.
I know we will. But, yeah, there's just so little that gives this movie any kind of positive identity at all. The dialogue is so messy.
True.
The plot is so messy.
You're right.
Yes, thank you.
Uh-huh.
And the characters are completely empty. The opening scene was also cool. It was kind of a cool start to a movie.
What happened?
Did you see the same movie I saw? Were you in the theater at all?
I can't remember every little detail like you can.
I can't remember the entire beginning sequence of the movie.
Okay, let me think. No.
I'll give you a hint.
No.
House.
Oh! Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What'd you say about it?
I said that was kind of cool. It was a cool way to start the
Oh.
movie, but it all just kind of went downhill after that.
Yeah. Some nice murder, you know?
Yeah.
Thieving.
Nice, solid way to begin a movie with kind of a counterintelligence, government-sanctioned heist.
Kind of like, fuck you, we do what we want.
Right. Except it was barring any kind of subtlety. The entire house wound up blowing up at the end. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta go for the big explosions over the substance. But dang, Mark Wahlberg. You'll just... I was gonna say he'll take any role, won't he? But the difference between taking any role like Mark Wahlberg and taking any role like Nicolas Cage is that Nicolas Cage takes so many absurd roles that his filmography winds up actually being memorable because they're stupid
they're
memorable
absurd.
roles. Yeah, they're ridiculous roles. Mark Wahlberg just takes these boring roles. It's like...
Except in Daddy's Home.
Yeah, except in Daddy's Home. Daddy's Home and The Departed.
No, he has a lot of good roles, but he has probably equally as many bad.
You should just reunite the Funky Bunch and get it over with.
Okay.
Have you ever listened to Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
I know that's what he's from.
Oh, well, don't sound like you're so confused then when I say it.
I just meant, okay, that was like more than 20 years ago.
And you know what?
What?
It was still the greatest hip-hop dynasty of all time.
He has far surpassed needing to be brought up in that way.
Not to me, he hasn't.
Nobody brings that up.
Yeah, people don't even know that he was that when
Yeah.
I bring it up. And it's like, you people need true culture in your life.
He's too big of a star now.
He was an even bigger star as Marky Mark.
Yeah.
He peaked as Marky Mark. I am, of course, kidding. That don't worry, that's a gag for all you who can't see my face while I'm saying it.
Oh, wow, that's a gag.
Yeah,
Never
It's
would
a
have
joke.
thought that.
let me explain the jokes to you so they get exponentially less funny as I continue them. You see, the joke here is that Marky Mark and the No.
Yeah, that's enough.
I'm not going to go down that route. Let me drive it into the ground, and if I keep driving it into the ground hard enough, it might surpass the realm of being unfunny back into being funny again, right?
No. Get back here!
What?
I can't say things by myself.
You can definitely carry this show.
Absolutely not.
Go for it. Boom.
I can't even carry a sentence half the time.
Oh, rip. Well, it's okay. We only need to burn a few more minutes.
Okay.
I told you we'd get through this.
My thoughts don't come out of my mouth the way that I think them.
Speaking of your thoughts,
What?
what is your most complex thought about Mile 22?
I barely have a thought about it.
Yeah, it's kind of a thoughtless movie.
That's it. I liked the throat slitting.
That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
It was like, what's that movie where, what?
Louder.
What's that movie where he shuts his head in the car door?
That was Daredevil.
No.
Yeah, that happened in Daredevil.
What did they do?
Remember when Kingpin had that?
Oh
dude
yeah,
who's
he
like-
was the gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was
that
Daredevil.
was it. Okay.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Oh, why did I bring that up? What were we saying? Oh yeah, the throat slitting. It was like that. It was like, oh, nice. This is why I don't talk to anyone.
It's not that you can't carry your own sentence, it's just that you can't connect your own sentence with the previously said one.
I like to think more than talk. Everything's all good in my head.
What I was going to say is, just to explain why it's called Mile 22, it's called Mile 22
why?
because they have to escort their guy 22 miles to the extraction point.
What?
Yep.
I didn't catch that.
Yep. We have to drive 22 miles away, so let's call the movie Mile 22.
He was the package.
No, Jeremy's dick was the package.
Yeah. They called him the package.
They did, yes. Asian badass man.
Do you have the package?
I have the package.
What was that?
I don't know. I'm losing my mind here thinking about this god-awful movie. It makes me irrationally angry that people liked this movie.
Yeah. True. I agree. You're right.
Oh, hi, Mickey. Hi, kitty.
Oh God, we're bored.
I'm not bored. I am just enthralled with cats.
Well, yeah.
Beautiful cats surrounding me every day.
Okay, what else do you have to say about this episode? 5 minutes.
I mean, at least 55 is what I'm going. That's what I'm going
No.
for.
57.
Don't do this to me.
Do you know that each one of our episodes has been like 58, 57, 58, 57? You're gonna ruin that for me now?
56 would still be within that range of variance. 57 plus 1 minus 1. For the rest of this episode, we're going to discuss the logistics of our podcast for you so that you can hear how these deep conversations sound and this special behind-the-scenes look. 56 through 58 minutes. No more, no less.
Oh. Okay. Yes, what else?
So, to recap, because every good episode ends in a solid recap, The Package is a real stupid black comedy that managed to be way funnier than I would have ever given it any credit for, and if you like a slew of dick jokes...
You said created?
Credit?
Yeah.
The Package. I give it more
No,
credit.
stop it. Stop.
What?
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
That's a stupid voice.
Do it.
Stop.
Well, you're the one who interrupts my speeches with your cackling.
So,
Why don't you talk in a dumb voice?
I do that all the time.
You've never done it on this show.
No, I mean, because I never know what I'm talking about.
Oh, so your regular voice is dumb. Oh, damn.
No.
Suicide by words.
No.
No, you got a great voice. Everybody loves it.
Thanks. I'd like to sound my own age, but okay.
People just prefer the soothing sounds of a 12-year-old.
Nobody likes 12-year-olds.
They're better than 13-year-olds, marginally.
Maybe.
Oh, yes, they are. So, yeah, the package, reasonably funny. Alpha, we didn't say a whole lot about it. It's so much more of a, you gotta kind of see it and absorb it, and I really didn't want to just sit there and name off the entire plot and every single thing that happens scene for scene, because that's a pretty dull way to get through a block of talking.
Pretty much this week was not very good, so we don't have a lot to say.
Yeah, this was the most throwaway week that we've had by a wide margin. Just all the movies we didn't really actively want to see. It was just like, I guess that's playing. We could go for that one, I suppose. Mm-hmm. And that kind of runs you into a corner when it happens.
Want to talk about next week?
Hold on. And then the third movie, Mile 22, was garbage, got awful.
Done.
Yeah, there we go. And that's my recap. Better than I thought, reasonably okay, and utter and complete trash.
Bad.
So tune in next week when we see the movies To All the Boys I've Loved Before on Netflix. I have no idea what that is. Searching, which made waves at the Sundance Film Festival, and I expect will be an excellent movie. And one of the most controversial releases of the year, The Happy Time Murders.
I haven't really heard anything about it. I haven't even seen a trailer.
I am also expecting it to be trash. Everybody that I've heard talk about it says it is trash. So I guess we'll see how that goes. So, tune in next time to listen to us blither about some films.
Maybe.
Maybe?
We didn't do much of that this time.
That's why I said blither. Not really deeply discussed, but kind of go off on a limb. Anyway, that's what you can expect.
On a far limb.
That's what we'll give you. A very weak far limb. You're right, correct, yes.
And then the next week after that, because I'm jumping, get ready to be...
You can't jump!
Spooked.
You can't jump that far ahead.
I didn't say, all I was going to say was get ready to be spooked.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's all I'm saying. Spooked.
Okay, say it again.
And then, the week after that, get ready to be spooked.
Thank you for listening. See you next time.